Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
Yes. Good afternoon, viewers around the world. Yes, we're here on our SSM Friday Global Update. Here with Raji. Raji, how are you? Good afternoon.
Well, it's morning. It's still morning here. Good morning or greetings, my Godwin, and greetings to our viewers around the world.
Good. You're welcome.
Thank you.
We were having some back end discussion last time. I think you gave us the update on the aviation, the EBM charges on that lady, Comfort Emerson. So what are the latest updates on that?
It seems as if everything has been put to rest now. The Minister of Aviation had probably instructed, which I think is wrong, instructed that all cases about it should now be put aside. And the lady I understand has been released from prison and is now free to go. But if I were the lady, I would not let the matter rest, because that lady has been disgraced, and the whole video scene has been very, very unfair to her. Because the clip we just saw now of her slapping the air hostess is just a tip of the iceberg. Things have happened. And after the case of switch off your phone, that I can't switch it off and all things, when they got to the airport, when they got to Lagos, things couldn't have escalated that much. But the airline refused her disembarking and then escalated the matter, which had already been resolved. If I were the woman, I'll go through the whole hog, and I'll let the matter be decided by the court instead of social media and public opinion.
Mm-hmm. But I was saying something earlier on too, Raji. I was talking about the fact that the phone switching off thing is a principle, is a routine every airline does. So why was it hard for her to understand that? Why was she?
I mean, if you now go back to the real matter, those who were eyewitnesses who were sitting with her would tell you that it's not that she refused to switch off the phone. It was just that she had difficulty switching it off. She asked the air hostess if she could help her. The air hostess was very, very unfriendly with her. A neighbor, the person sitting beside her on the seat, helped her to switch it off. So her phone was off. That matter shouldn't have gone. It shouldn't have become a matter at all. So it is the training, lack of training, and lack of maturity on the side of one of the air hostesses. There were two air hostesses. The first one was very, very polite and very, very mature in her approach to the lady. The second one came with a grandmother stance, trying to force the woman, and was very, very rude to the young lady.
Okay,
so
also switch off. Okay, also we hear that the Kwam also issue has been resolved. They said he showed some remorse, and his ban has been reduced to 1 month. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. You see, I also didn't like the way social media was going about it, about selective justice. The two cases are completely different. They are completely different. Now, in all the two cases too, it was the NCAA and the FAA security that were a little negligent in the process by which they took it. In the Kwan case, because maybe the MD of ValueJet intervened. Therefore, the FAAN and the NCAA people could not forcefully restrain or arrest Kwan. If they had been left to do it, that was the simple procedure before it becomes now a police case. In the case of the young lady, the way that she was bundled and she was treated was very, very wrong. If I were her, as I said before, I'll go to court over it because she yeah.
But do we now see better airline services with passengers, relationship, and do we now also see well-behaved people? I mean, but most times, Raji, you agree with me that because of the animosity a lot of people have with government and governmental structures and institutions, there's these outbursts, unnecessary, outlash on most things that are centered on government because of the animosity we have already. Is that correct?
So it is better for the citizens to be at peace with their government. It's a two-way thing. How can you be so antagonistic to your government? And the people in government came out of you. A case that does not involve the federal government has become a federal case. This case is supposed to be a local system between the NCAA, FAAN, and the security at the airport. It has nothing to do with the federal government.
It has nothing to do with the federal government.
No.
Thank you. But it has escalated so that it is that built up animosity, built up animosity, built up anger, and I think government too needs to up its public relationship with the people, create more cordial.
I don't see how much more the government can do. There are structures in place to deal with situations like that. If now there's a lot of emotions involved, then the people have to take care of their emotions.
Take care of their emotions.
Yes, and I didn't quite like the way the Minister of Aviation came in and sort of took over the whole situation. No, if you have done everything on the ground, push the matter to NCA and FAAN to go with due process. And if anything happens, so yes.
So viewers, you are listening to Raji and I, and now joining us also in the stream is our coordinator from Toronto, Canada, George Chukwu. Sir George, you're welcome.
Thank you. So good morning, viewers from around the world and all the way from Canada on our Friday International News. Just wanted to comment a little bit on what you guys are discussing right now. And well, my own addition is this: there is always what you call alternative truth. We always give excuses when we mess up and all that kind of stuff. Yes, indeed. We can excuse ourselves all we want to when we mess up. We can excuse ourselves for all we care about. The fact of the matter remains, this young lady behaved unseemly, behaved rascally, slapping a flight attendant. There is absolutely no excuse whatsoever for her to have behaved the way she did, unless she was drunk or high or under some crystal meth, what Igbos call mkpurumri. That is the only excuse that she can give. Because to behave rascally like that in a public where everybody was, there is what you call public decorum. There are ethics as a lady to maintain publicly. She behaved like somebody who is a street person. So whether it was that she was ignorant, uneducated, don't know how to use her own phone that she's been using on Instagram, doing all kinds of sophisticated things on Instagram, and then come to tell me that she doesn't know how to turn off her phone. Is this the first time she's on a flight? Is that the first time? Did she not go to school? Doesn't she have phones? Go to her Instagram account and see what the fancy things she's doing. So what I'm saying is this: even if that is the case, there are ways of behaving publicly. You don't come out there and behave like somebody who is just nothing but an animal. And that's exactly what it was like. Yes, indeed, you might have been wrong, but there's a way to humble yourself in the public. All the way down, she was still rascally, just hitting everybody, moving every. Why was she? Why was she naked? Simply because she could not calm down. Watch all the video and see if your daughter is
It is
behaving like that in the public. Allow me, please. If your daughter is behaving like that, or your sister is behaving like that publicly, look at that. Whether she was blocking the way for her, she's slapping that woman. There is absolutely no excuse for her rascal behavior publicly. All the way down, even when she entered the bus, she could not calm down. So don't. There are no excuses. This is what you call alternative truth, social media truth. So we judge it by the content of what we see. Look at her. Look at the video and tell me this is an individual where a bunch of men are there. Any woman that is sensible will not behave that way. Let her go to court and see what's going to happen. I don't care what the public is saying. Thank you.
may I put in a word?
Strong one. But okay, but I want to. What we were just doing with this story was to just
Yes.
give the recap
So
and the follow up. You said it. I don't want us to go too deep and
no. So let me just put
Okay.
in a sentence. There was a case in the UK where a video showed how the police were attacking two Pakistanis. They were so brutal with them that the whole country was against the police until they saw the full video where the Pakistanis had actually assaulted a female policewoman, until her colleague came to her rescue. Those two Pakistanis have been jailed now. Let us be careful the way we judge from a 2-second video that we saw. We are not eyewitnesses. So let us be careful in our judgmental.
The only
Okay,
thing
but
that we
I
can
will.
say, only thing we
Yes.
can say is this:
Mhm.
we are talking about not judging, but we're here exonerating irascible behavior publicly simply because social media is saying that this person said that. Nobody is judging the actual character and the actual animalistic, rude, unacceptable behavior that is being, exhibited publicly. That's all I'm saying. If you are a respectable, educated and enlightened woman, there is no way for you to behave like that. I don't give a care. There are ways of maintaining your decorum, maintaining self-respect. A self-respected woman would have calmed down, and then deal with that situation publicly in a different way. Is all I'm saying, and I maintain my stand. It doesn't matter whether
seems to,
All
she
right,
was being
gentlemen.
blocked
All
or
right. All
whatever
right.
the case might be.
Yes. All right,
That
George.
is it. Simple.
Yeah. Actually, the story has brought
15 minutes.
two divides in Nigeria. Some people say this, some people, but let's just hope that relationship with air hostesses and airlines and passengers improves, and let's also hope that our citizens reduce this public. The animosity is on government, George. There's this animosity on governance on leadership, and they now they spread it to anything that they see relating to government. That's how I say it too. So
And
it's
let's
okay.
just say something regarding
Let- let-
Canada. For instance, Canada is a very quiet place. Canada has been the safest zone ever. Okay, but right now, because of the influence of United States of America, there are so many guns coming in. Usually you talk about people stabbing people, they get upset, but you hardly hear that. But after the pandemic and after the economic hardship that is happening, people are lashing out, people are angry, people are doing unusual things that you've never heard. Every day somebody is stabbed. Every day somebody is shot here in Canada. Why is that? We understand that there are hardship. There are people are very volatile. Their emotions are so messed up. People are no longer emotionally intelligent. That is the problem because of their self-suffering. That's exactly what you are seeing in our country. But that does not excuse your, public, uh, um, it doesn't excuse nothing, because you mess up,
That,
the law will take care of you, and that's
that,
exactly the
that
point.
that's also why we have taken 18 minutes of an 1 hour program to discuss amenities, where there are
All
very
right,
more serious
thank you
matters
very
It
much.
is, it
to
is
look
very
Yes.
at.
important.
All
It
right,
is very
viewers.
important.
You're tuned into the Friday edition of SSM International Updates. Thank you.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
George and Raji, let's come to some small local news, then we'll go to the international one. The WTO boss, Nkoji Uwala, the woman, Nigerian finance woman, is hailing Tinubu's reform. She says the reforms have stabilized Nigerian economy and urges for urgent growth push, but for also stronger social safety net. We don't know what some of those words mean, but Raji, this is the finance person saying this to the president. Is there something he's doing that is not that we are not seeing and that is good?
What What else do you expect Okonjo Iweala to say? You want her to come and criticize the government? She has said it that yes, the economy seems stable, but that people are suffering. She didn't have to say that. She said that there should be a social net to save the people from the vicious policies of the government. People are suffering, no matter what you say about the GDP.
People are suffering. George, she also said that she was speaking in a private. It was a private meeting with the president anyway. Before the president left, she also said that but the president should look at ways of improving safety nets and the masses too. So, is she not contradicting herself if she's saying that the reforms are helping the Nigerian economy, and she's now saying the government should try to improve social safety net, da da da? Well, I mean, is she trying to sweet tongue the president?
Listen,
What's she trying to
any,
do?
any intelligent individual, you don't start with negativity. You must start with something positive and putting in your all your every negative thing that is supposed to happen. What they have done is capture one single thing and then make it public. Like Raji said, what do you expect her to do? Okay, and who is to say that she's the one that put it all like that? Did they take this one and jumped in and put this on top and put the negative on the bottom? But that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, we have seen it happen before. Usually, when you are being instructed on communication, you don't come at people with negative. You've done such and such, very, very fantastic. But here is are things that you need to do. So she did what she's supposed to do as an intelligent, educated and enlightened Nigerian woman. She says something that the economic indicators are stabilizing. But when you sit her down and drill her on this situation, you will see that 95% of what she will say about the economy currently, Nigerian economy, is negative. She might just say things are beginning to stabilize. That doesn't mean that they're stabilized. That doesn't mean people are not still suffering. She mentioned this, one of these is she was being diplomatic in her assertions. But in actuality, the people in the middle and the people on the bottom are not feeling whatever stability or whatever that is going, whatever they're going through before us, they are still going through it. The gas is still
Gotten
the
what?
same this gas is still the same amount of money. Rice is still costing the same thing. If daily lives are still as difficult. If you're paying to go to work, you can't even, what your paycheck might not even sustain you with transportation alone. You got to find
Okay.
alternative ways of making money.
Alternative.
So that's all
Yes.
we can say about this. So
Okay. Now,
she
why
did what
she's
she
also
has to
saying
do.
that, on the other end, they are saying Nigeria needs to improve its electricity, the power sector. So there's a 4 trillion debt that will be put in to stabilize the power sector. Raji, tell us. While the Ngozi is praising the government, now our power sector is still doing very poor, and now they are putting
You see,
some. Huh?
I've had to ask people who are in the power system. Weren't we told that the PSN had been sold? So what is the involvement of government now in owing 4 trillion naira? And how did that come about? Are they owing the Genco, or the Genco are generating power? The discos are not getting the bill, getting money from subscribers, and sending back to pay for whatever amount of power they use. What is happening? There's something that is quite disturbing to me. The government continues to fund many projects in the PHCN stream. What is happening? There are so many things that is not clear to people like us who are not in the industry. Now, about the industry people, and they don't seem to get into the details. 4 trillion. That 4 trillion, is it?
No,
There was a time
that's a
when
lot of
we
money.
4 trillion. There was
Yes.
a time when 4 trillion was our national budget.
Yes, George, Raji is telling us how as it is. Raji is on ground, so he knows more. George, but
I
is it
was
not sad that
I mean,
yeah, 4
go ahead.
trillion? Go ahead, George. Go ahead.
It is. I mean, sometimes I'm wondering, we are part of our problem. If we have at least 10% like Raji who questions, especially in opposition, many of this nonsense that they're doing will not be done. I was just going through this story yesterday. 4 trillion power sector debt plan. The Nigerian government has approved 4 trillion refinancing program to clear unpaid arrears to 27 power generation companies dating back to 2015. 2015. So if you go through from 2015 up until now and check and see how much money has been injected into this, then you will know. You will know that something is fishy somewhere. They bring out all this number, they make it public, and they put it on, helping the public and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna make sure that the power sector is working, boosting electricity supply. Officials say clearing the debt will restore investor confidence, attract new funding, and improve power generation and distribution across the nation. So much has been spent already. Nothing is happening. The tariff is even going higher and higher. Reforms in motion. Alongside the debt clearance, the government is cutting subsidies by 35% and raising tariffs for urban consumers, aiming to save 1.1 trillion annually. Something is wrong. Listen to this though. Caution optimism. There's some people are saying this. Experts warn the lasting improvement will require fixing deep-rooted light power theft, weak transmission, and poor billing system. So unless you go back, find out what is really happening inside, because there are so many mago that is going on this side. This 4 trillion naira that is talked about, at least 80 to 90% of it will not be used for nothing. It will disappear. It can disappear through people that are working there, people, stealing copper, stealing all kinds of things. So, my final thought on this one is this: the payment will likely, basically likely give Gen costs and their financiers breathing space to resume or sustain operation. We may see marginal improvement in general capacity in about 6 to 12 months. However, without them going to fix the internal issues that they have and ensure that the line of communication from top all the way to the bottom is fixed, this will be nothing money wasted going into people's bank accounts and their children in US and
Yeah,
Canada buying houses.
yeah,
That's
that's it.
So,
That's it, George. That's it.
please, let me just put in the thing. You see, there are actually 4 sections in the power generating uh, line. There's the gencos who generate power. Then there's the transmission line which transmit power, which is our national grid. And then there's the distribution, and then there's those who collect the bills. So last time they were talking about increasing tariffs, I thought that call for increasing tariffs actually came from the gencos because they are not getting enough money for whatever they generate. But there's a critical part of it, which is the transmission and distribution part. If you look outside my house now, if you see the kind of cobwebs of cables that connect from the transformer to my house, there will be a lot of losses in those cables. There is a lot of the national grid is is quite obsolete and very inefficient. I can almost say that less than 70% of power generated gets to the consumer. And then out of this 70%, I can assure you that up to 20% is filtered away by people who are making illegal connections. So eventually, if the gencos generate 5 megawatts, what eventually get distributed may not be up to 2.5 megawatts, and on which the discos will bill. And therefore, there is no way they can actually pay back to the gencos the amount of power they are generating until we decentralize
Thank you. Thank
the
you.
national grid.
Yeah.
Until we
Thank you,
make it
gentlemen.
more efficient.
There are so many, Raji, when it comes to politics, you're in Nigeria, and I know you have a lot of political friends. When it comes to politics, there are certain things, a political move that will be made, and it will look as if the Indians call it shine face. Shine face is something that looks good on the outside, but it still has rotten, or what you call the whitest sepulcher. On the outside, it looks so clean, but inside is all rotten. Success will only be measured politically before it's felt practically. Okay, the government will showcase this as a bold reforms step, especially in urban centers, but rural communities may see little change of any kind, if there is any whatsoever. And these are people who don't even cry out. They don't say anything. They just suffer in silence. All of a sudden, have you seen the video of some people who are not crying out, coming against their own local
Local government
government
chairman.
chairman? These are things people are rising up because what, they are tired of being tired. So when we see
People
things
are
like this,
tired of being tired.
yes, they are,
Good one.
seriously,
All
yeah.
right, gentlemen.
So
Let's go on. That's it. Yeah. Thank you, George. Thank you, Raji. You gave us more insight there. George, beautiful
Yeah,
take.
beautiful.
And yes.
Yeah.
We'll come back. Let's go on a small break. Our president is on his way to Japan now, and he will be coming to Brazil. We'll talk about that when we come in the other
Yeah,
side.
we would do that, but
You're tuning to
something.
yes.
The sector has seen similar injections before in 2013 and 2017 bailouts without lasting result. So this is not the first time this is really happening. It's not the first time. Go back into history and see. It's been done before, and all
Yes.
that money disappeared. Nothing to show for
Okay,
it.
let's take this small break. We'll be back. Thank you, George. Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is...
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that you can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It's the Final Solution by Bishop Schengen Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Schengen Johnson, The Final Solution. It will come. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
All right, gentlemen, you're welcome back to the second segment of Friday, the 15th August 2025 African International Update. George Raji, our president, is on his way to Japan, and he will also be in Brazil. He will make a stopover in Dubai and United Arab Emirates. All of this comes in the announcement by Ononuga gave us. Once again, we see the globe-trotting president. What do we expect from all of this, George? What?
Well, I guess our president has the opportunity to, touch the world and ensure that his governance is from outside, not from inside. This is what a lot of people are saying. So now he's leaving for the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development in Yokohama. So he plans to sign a lot of meet with a lot of global leaders and Japanese investors, then travel to Brazil to talk with President Lula da Silva and the Business Forum. So what he's trying to do, according to Bayo Ononuga, is both to visit and aim and sign a lot of MOUs. Now, when we begin to see a lot of these MOUs that are being signed, when would they pen out? When would they start affecting the economy positively? Because a lot of MOUs that are being signed, we haven't seen the economy, the people on the bottom, middle class and lower class income people are not getting any breathing room whatsoever. So they call him the frequent flyer in chief. So while the trip may boost diplomacy, and critics know that Tinubu's heavy international travel in just 2 years, with pressing issues at home still unsolved. See, these are the things that we as individuals, even if you are a father in a house, you're always gone. Things are not working in your household. The kitchen is messed up. Every place is just in chaos. You say you're going out there to get this and to do that. And to us, really, sometimes it might be good that some of these movements he's making, he needs to sit back and try to bring solutions locally. Even if the solutions are not really working, show that, send an aid to go out there and represent you. The vice president is there doing nothing, but his presence is needed in Nigeria. But these are the things they don't think about. Do you know why they don't think about it? The same reason Okonjo Iweala will not publicly or
Say,
criticize the president, because
yeah.
they have this huge respect. He's a
Thank you.
God
All right,
president.
Judge.
That's what it
Thank you.
is.
Yes, Raji. So
Yes.
he leaves for, I think this will span for like a week or more. Do we now see Shetima take some more responsibility, or what do you think?
Okay, I want to talk to what Sir George just said. At the beginning of this program, we spent almost 30 minutes on some matter that is of no national interest. It is the mode of government, when the government is failing, to throw something to the public to deal with. Just distraction. In the middle of all this, a lot of energy has been wasted on selective judgment and those things. Meanwhile, there are more than 7 million people have been displaced in Nigeria. A lot of them in IDP camps. They are in IDP camps in their own states, and nothing is being done about it. They are wasting time and energy and emotions on one comfort and one who misbehave on the plane. That is the way the government does, to throw distraction to the public. While they are dealing with the public, the government is doing other things. So far, the government has spent more than 26 billion naira on travel. 26 billion on travel. 26 billion in 2 years. Please. Whether the VP will be given more responsibility or not, is lost between the cracks. We are busy talking about Comfort going to court and not getting justice, or Kwangwan almost being drunk, and no.
You know something, Raji, you're right. But each one has its own place in our community, in our society. It might not seem that important, but you see, what is happening right now is the way this comfort situation is being dealt. You will see a lot of people who will rise up again and begin to misbehave publicly because it will make them money. Social media will go in millions and billions, people supporting them or people against them. So some of these things are what you call a social menace. Is not as important as it's supposed to be, but yet in our daily lives and moving along among each other and communication with each other, it might be important that we deal with such social issues, because we are social beings. We can't help it. So, but what we're saying here is this: the impunity that the government is using. They don't give a care what you think, what you say. They do what they want to do. Do it, say what you gotta say. I am the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. I am the demigod that rules Nigeria. I am from this particular place. The military man that just died, you will not say anything and he will listen to you. He will laugh at you like, so what? And that's exactly what is happening. And that's what we are moving into a one-party government where the opposition will be silenced permanently. And that's exactly what the problem is. And it will continue to fester until a responsible man takes that office and show us exactly what an executive president is supposed to use his time to do and how they're supposed to harness and become people-oriented government. It's very unfortunate the current government and the past APC government has not been people-oriented. I remember when Jonathan was in power, when you criticize him, he will make a change. He will make a change. There is the fear of the people among that was with that man. But this government, APC, is impunity. They have impunity. They don't care. And it's very sad. I'm an APC member, so I can talk about APC. So please, don't come at me because I'm a member of APC. By or non, all the things is wrong, I will criticize it.
All right, brother man. All right, let's talk about arms, warfare arms. United States have approved the sale of there's this particular specification of real strong arm, warfare arm. It's called APKWS, and these are precision guided aerial warfare missiles that they build, special. And United States have made these sales to Nigeria. But what we're talking now is we buy all of these things and we don't see any effect on securing lives and Nigerian citizen. Raji,
because
that's a machine you see there on the screen.
That's because
go ahead.
This is for war. What we have in this country is not war. It's insurgency supported by people in government. So we are just wasted $350 million on what we don't need. And America is always ready to sell you arms. Ready to sell you arms. There will be no tariffs on that one. As long as you want, they will sell you. Because America lives on arms, weapons, selling weapons to willing people. That's how they sold more than $300 billion worth of ammunition, AWACS, and things to Saudi Arabia when Saudi Arabia did not need it. I don't think they have ever flown the AWACS more than once since they bought it in the early 90s or late 80s. So America is ready to sell you any arms that you want.
Raji, don't you know that they have to appease?
Go ahead, George.
Don't you know that they have to appease the world leader called Trump? Don't you know? Don't you know that these things they are doing is just to make him smile at us? Because when Trump smiles at Nigeria, Nigeria will get better. Don't you know? Don't you know that if you refuse to buy these arms, dilapidated arms, these arms might have been 25 years old, but we're healing them. They will not sell you the most current ones. They got to, take out the old stock in order to replenish them with, buffer power. So what we're seeing
Before
here
they
is
expire.
U.S. Department, before they expire. Even sometimes when they expire, they take it to other places and sell it to some of these terrorists, and it finds its way to their arms. I don't know how, but these are the things that are happening. So the U.S. State Department has cleared the potential sale of ammunition and precision-guided weapons worth $346 million to Nigerians. Why can't we get okay? You see, Ukraine is manufacturing a lot of drones, simple drones, okay, and these drones, they are so simple that they can destroy a building. You are going against insurgency and you're going to buy all this military equipment as if you are fighting Saudi Arabia or fighting Japan or fighting Russia. This is not what we need to do right now. We are still safe in our own land. There are no troubles around us whereby we need to waste this type of money when the roads are not fixed. We're doing another, how many trillions of dollars and naira worth of road that is going nowhere. And then we're doing all of these things. There are so many things locally that needs to be done while we're wasting this type of money. The effort grade over 1,000 MK82 bombs, 5,000 precision rockets, and advanced fuses for use on Nigerian A29 Super Tucano aircraft. Who are you fighting? Or is it just to safeguard ourselves? Let's feed our people first before we start trying to protect. There is nobody fighting against us. Nobody is sending drones to us to kill us. So, these are the things, decisions sometimes we make that make people will criticize and they say, oh, you're always criticizing the government. No, decisions can be made. But if it's not profitable to the people that you are ruling, then it's a stupid decision. This is a waste, if you ask me, because this is not what you need to fight insurgency. It's not. There are so strategic weapons that you could use that will actually eradicate this particular insurgency in Nigeria. Boko Haram can be cleared up in 1 week. I don't give a care. They can be cleared up in 1 week if we are strategic and directly aim in trying to stop them. Simple.
If there's a will.
Simple. Yes, and take note that, like you said, the EMP 314 Super Tucano we have that already in our armory. They are not using that. They've not. I don't know what they're doing with those things. We have also about 3 JF fighters. These are sophisticated jet fighters. We have about 11 also of a special alpha jet fighter that is called Donia Dassault. And all of these are right there in our storage.
And we're not using any of them.
We're buying more. In fact, I remember they came to Italy also and bought. There's this special one, a manufacturing outfit here in Italy called Leonardo produces, and that's also a fighter jet, and it's also not being used. And we're adding and buying the APK-SWS. Well, George, the APK-SWS is not really old. It's if you think it's very old, it will be probably like 7 years now, and it's highly sophisticated. Yes, it is. And but I mean, what do we need these things for? Like you guys say. So yes, a comment is coming in from FAN. He says this is not to fight any insurgency. It is to gather money for delivering the administration. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Thank you, FAN. George, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I'm just saying the deal signals closer. I think this is a shine face type of deal. It is signaling a U.S. Nigerian Defense Cooperation, reinforcing Washington's support for Abuja's counterterrorism and a regional security efforts. It also projects Nigeria as a key security partner in West Africa, and especially in the Gulf of Guinea. So what you're seeing here is there are things that are being told us privately in intelligence, whereby they are suggesting that we need to do these things in order to safeguard ourselves, in order to ensure that even when it is needed, like Gulf of Guinea and some of these insurgency that is happening, in the northern part of most West African coast, that Nigeria will be well equipped and the US can use us to fight some of these insurgency, not for their own good, but to make sure that there is a cooperation between us. The sale will it will significantly enhance Nigerian precision strike capabilities. But who are we striking? Who are we fighting with all these weapons? That's the major question. Who are we fighting?
All right, gentlemen, let's crop it up today. There's a summit that is about to go on now. I know you guys are following the Trump and Putin Alaska summit. They will both be having a talk there in Alaska. What do you expect, Raji? Let me start with you. What do you expect from this summit today? By today evening, we'll know. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I don't really know what to expect, but I think Trump is so bent on winning the Nobel Peace Prize that I'm sure if he has to do it, he would throw Ukraine under the bus to have a deal with Putin to stop the war in Ukraine. A war that was not necessary, but which America pushed Ukraine to fight in the first instance.
Can I?
So you're not expect? Yes, George. What do you expect? What do you expect to see? Trump is saying that he's probably going to make a deal to end the war. We're looking at some takes on that deal. What deals could he want? George, go ahead. What do you think?
What you're seeing is the two horns of a ram coming together. Okay, both of them of the same similar characteristics, similar character, and Putin wants recognition and territory, using the Alaska meeting to show he is not isolated and pushing for U.S. support to keep occupy Ukrainian lands. That's what Putin wants. Okay, Trump seeks peacemaking legacy. That's all he wants. It doesn't matter what stake, because you see him dancing. 1 minute he will say, "Oh, we would negotiate to make sure that Ukraine doesn't lose any lands." But when he started seeing backlash from internal backlash that Putin might not agree, he's just saying, "Oh, I'm not going there to negotiate, the lands." So what he wants is he wants his name stamped on that particular what you call it, the legacy of peacemaker, for him to use the Nobel win the Nobel Peace Prize. That's what he wants. But what it is high stakes, low expectations, because with Ukraine excluded, both leaders may still find way to claim progress, each on their own terms, but it will amount to nothing. See, Putin is a very seasoned military man. And with his own type of ego, he will not bow to anybody. Any slightest move that will make him subservient to Trump will close the whole entire deal. He will not bow to him. And that's one thing.
All right.
Out of this.
All right, gentlemen. Nice. So what we'll do, George, you're close to Alaska. Let's have more go. Yeah, George. Let's have more inside what's happening there. We really want to know the deal. Yeah, we want to know the deal. We want to know what will happen by the end of today. So viewers, this is it. We've been here on our Friday SSM International Update, Putin, Trump, Alaska Summit. We'll be checking out that. George will be helping us. And other things. Gentlemen, it's time to go. But before we go, like you normally do, what do you have, Raji? What will you say as we enter into a beautiful weekend?
Let there be peace. Let there be love in our hearts toward the other person. Let our smile move from one lip to the other and form a wave across the world.
Simple.
Let there be peace, and please enjoy your restful weekend.
Yes. All right, thank you, Georgie. What's on?
I am still hailing my beloved country, Nigeria. That there will be love passing from one family to another, from one street to another, from one room to another. Let's remain in peace. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God grant our president wisdom that the decisions he's making will affect the people, a common man, to be people-oriented government. And may Nigeria continue to remain the greatest country in the whole world. And God will see us through all that we are going through today. They have a beautiful, wonderful weekend all the way.
All right, George. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gentlemen. You've been awesome. It's been a beautiful week here. We're going to another weekend and another week coming. I hope to see you all, viewers. Thank you so much for being with us. SSM signing out. Bye-bye.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.